This is WICR.
All right, welcome back to. We don't have a name for the show yet, but still, welcome back. Have a lot to talk about today. Mainly negative things, I would say, but we'll get into it. First off, the Mets released their lineup today. It's pretty bad. I'll read it off to you right now. We have Reyes, Cabrera, Cespedes, T.J. Rivera, Granderson, Eric Campbell, Rene Rivera, Alejandro Diaz, and Seth Lugo pitching. That's very close to a minor league lineup, and
Well, like the guy they're going against is 2-10 with a 5.57, but we'll find a way to make him look like Cy Young.
I mean that's what we did.
It kills me that Campbell's in the lineup too. The guy's horrible.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter some guy said Eric Campbell is living proof that you can do the minimum or do the worst to just get into the lineup.
Well, yeah, when we were watching the game, what is it, 2 nights ago, he comes up with a pinch hit. First off, he pinch hits for Jay Bruce,
Yeah.
which is a whole other issue in its own. But he comes up, ropes a single, or should I say rope? Muscles a single. And,
He hit it off the end of the bat.
Yeah, and
It was weak.
you know, that was like honestly probably the most he's contributed, and yet we still lose that game. But
Yeah, that was a rough one.
this is 4 games you gotta have, honestly. I mean, after losing those 3, you gotta have 4 here. And
Without a doubt,
and
yeah.
you go on the road, and Miami's not a slouch team. I mean that's probably the toughest team we got, and we gotta face them in Miami with Stanton back. And
I mean, if we could not beat the Braves, I'm not going to take away from the Braves because the Braves, honestly, looking at their lineup, they really don't have that bad
It's
of a
a
lineup.
much better lineup. Before when we were losing to them, it was like, come on, you got to beat the Braves. But
Yeah.
now it's Matt Kemp's. I mean, that guy's only. I didn't realize his stats. He's almost a 30-100 guy this year.
I didn't even know that. I thought he was in the minor leagues the whole year, and then they got him. Who was he playing? He was playing for the Padres.
Padres, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that where he was?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that line, Freddie Freeman. That guy's so underrated too. But
Oh, he's good. I thought when the Mets got Kelly Johnson this year, I thought they traded for Freddie Freeman instead of Kelly Johnson because they look like the same person.
oh, hey, if we got Freddie Freeman, I would. Oh my, that'd solve a lot of problems. But you know what I also have an issue with is I don't know why we activated Lucas Duda. I mean, and we're not gonna. We pinch hit Travis Darno for him. We pinch hit Darno over him. Darno has an RBI this month and is batting like 250 with like 4 home something. In
4 home runs.
40 RBIs. If
No.
20,
He has 14 RBIs.
14. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
Rene Rivera has
Oh my
25.
God. Yeah.
Plays. I don't know what the breakdown on this is, but I would think that Rivera plays
Easily.
significantly less games than Darno.
Oh, well, I would say it's probably more even now since Rivera's definitely been the starter. I would say. For
Yeah,
the
and
past month.
Darno was hurt.
But Darno had like a 2-3 week jump on him. You know, with starts.
Yeah, even if like they split the same time, Rene Rivera should not be putting up the same numbers as Darno, considering who he was or who he was supposed to be.
I was
Yeah.
saying this to my friend last night. Thank God they got Syndergaard in that trade, because Syndergaard honestly was not even a piece. I mean, he was a piece, but like we went for Darno.
Yeah,
Like,
which is ridiculous.
But it kills me to look at that guy and think he was supposed to be his only, because it's not what have you done for me lately. Like
what have you done?
you could say, all things considered, he's probably top 2 reasons we lose the World Series too. That with the
Yeah.
pitching, you can't. Guys are running all over him, and then this year he comes back. Supposedly he's looking better with his throwing. He's horrible. And then I think I also think Pilecki. I don't think he has any ceiling anymore. I think they've done a good job of killing both of those guys.
They're terrible. They can't even, honestly. I mean, I played high school baseball, and I couldn't play college, but those guys could not play college baseball right now.
No, not
or
at
high
all.
school.
Would you see the bat that Pilecki's 2-0, and he's swinging at the 2-0 pitch. It's roughly out of the zone, like he's Yoenis.
Yeah, exactly.
Take T get a straight guy.
They're just so bad.
And then it comes out that Matz isn't starting tomorrow. I think you should, at this point, like, I think it's more impressive if we make the playoffs with this team than if we miss. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I mean,
if we get in the playoffs, we play the 1-game playoff. But I mean, it's gonna be a nightmare after that.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, do we even really want to go through that?
You never don't want to make the playoffs. It's like we were saying with the Yankees. I mean, a week ago we were saying this. A week ago we were talking about how we're the better team. We can maybe challenge them, but DeGrom goes down, and now Matz goes down, and we're looking at Syndergaard, who I don't fully trust.
I don't trust him at all. I trust Cologne the most, and I don't even trust him that much because he's not.
I mean, you're looking at Lugo, Cologne, Syndergaard as your three guys.
I trust Lugo, and I like Gesselman.
Yeah, Gesellman's good, but outside. But that was my whole theory. Like last year, they went to the World Series with basically a 3-man rotation. Harvey, DeGrom, Syndergaard, and Matz was going in there for garbage 4, garbage 5 innings. But
and he was winning.
Yeah, and that's what I think if we make it, we make it. But off season, you got to hope these guys get healthy because this has been exactly what we didn't want to happen. There's one thing that couldn't happen, or I'm gonna say 2 things: injuries, and injuries specifically to our pitchers. And both of those have happened. Well, both of those happened to such an extent that our starting third baseman isn't there. Neil Walker, starting second baseman's gone. Duda hasn't played. You got Harvey, who quote unquote is the ace. He's not there. DeGrom's not there. It's unreal how Mets this has been.
Oh yeah, and I think honestly, I don't believe in karma, but I do believe in karma in this situation that it all goes back to them riding on the horses to
exactly. Yeah.
If they didn't do that, if they weren't so cocky during spring training, I think maybe they'd be better than the Nationals, but they came out like they were
oh yeah,
hot stuff. And
well, have you seen the video before the games there? They play that song what is it? They play some song in their intro video. It's like, what's wrong with being confident or something like that, and they're smashing lights and stuff. It's I saw that in the beginning and I'm like, it's gonna be a long year. It's gonna be a long year.
Yeah, it's been rough so far, and I don't even know. I really don't even know if I want them to make the playoffs anymore.
Listen, it's like that old Mets. You got to believe the Mets magic, but theoretically, we're not gonna beat the Cubs.
No, we're not.
And that's how you play round 1.
If they beat the Cubs, they should win the World Series.
It's just. It kills me because I'm watching the game last night as NCRT robs that, and I honestly I know people who were really really mad about that, but I was really just I was mad for a second and then I was like, whatever,
I don't even care.
Yeah, it was more me being seriously he made that catch, I can't believe it. Then it was I see people on social media is this a collapse point too? I'm like, what? The collapse
point started 3 months ago.
Yeah, first off, the collapse was 8 games in a month that we lost.
Yeah.
Leading the division. Don't tell. Yeah, there's no collapse happening. It's this is reality setting in.
Reality should have set in when we lost those 8 games. Or reality should. If you're a Met fan, reality sets in when you're born.
Yeah, it does.
Being born a Met fan is getting slapped in the face by reality.
It was like what we said off the air last year. I knew we were losing the World Series when you said Escobar hit that. Remember
he dropped the ball. I was like, it's over.
And then
game's over.
They fight back, and you're like, could this be it? I remember sitting next to him as Alex Gordon hit the home run.
It was crazy.
We just can't have nice things. We seriously can't. We cannot have nice things.
No, it's just the most. It's the most depressing team. I think being a Met fan has really built me to be a stronger human being.
No, I tell it to everybody.
I've never cried at a funeral before.
You don't know being upset until you watch Carlos Beltran strike out looking with the bases loaded.
No.
There's probably and then once you get that little bit of it, Beltran striking out, when Luis Castillo drops that ball, it doesn't hurt as much because you're numb to it.
I wasn't numb to it at that point.
Oh, because the Yankees. You're playing the Yankees. That's why.
Yeah, but I remember. I think we were 10 years old when Beltran struck out.
I remember watching
I wasn't really. I don't think your brain is fully developed until you're 8 or 9. So 2004 to 2006. I was 8 years old. The Mets were bad, so I was like, okay, the Mets are just bad. They'll be better. So then the Mets got good in 2006, and then it's okay, so they're really good now. They should win. And then Beltran, that was the beginning of the whole thing.
I remember that whole summer. I was like, that was part of. I watched like every day in 05 and then 06. Obviously, it's when you really like to watch it. And I remember I'm like, oh, the Mets are winning the World Series. Like we're winning the World Series. Like this team is unstoppable. Beltran is looking like some form of like Barry Bonds. Hit like 45 that year. Reyes like had 19 homers, 80 RBIs, and like 70 steals. You know, you're looking at it, you're like, this team is it. And then that's like your first like, hey, you know, Beltran strikes out. Like, yeah, okay, you felt that. Let's wait for the next series.
Yeah.
Up to it, then it's like, oh, the Mets. People are like, well, the Mets suck, and you're kind of like, well, yeah. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue it. Like, what am I gonna argue? The World Series we won like in '86.
Yeah, there's no argument.
Like, a lot of being a Mets fan is just you just gotta like roll with it. You know
Basically,
what I mean?
that's it.
I don't think about it like people are like, you see, oh, NCR. I'm like, honestly, dude, I watched it, shut it off, and I don't even think about it anymore.
Nah, that's what you got to do. You just don't think about it. All right, we'll talk about this a little more after the break, and we'll get into Yankees and some football. You're listening to We Don't Have a Name Yet on WICR.